Life without Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter has begun for Deion Sanders out there in Colorado. Okay. And they didn't get beat too badly, but they did lose to Georgia Tech by a score of 27-20. Okay. And what I see is it seems like Colorado under Deion Sanders ain't never got two things that match. You know what I'm saying? Remember what Smokey said to Craig and Friday? Remember he told him you ain't never got two things that match: peanut butter, no jelly, ham, no burger. That's how Colorado be under Deion Sanders. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this real quick, okay? Before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Again, hit that subscribe button, that like button, that share button, put all your people on it. And make sure after you're done watching this, go watch plenty more of my videos. You feel me? I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, y'all, Colorado lost to Georgia Tech 27-20. A lot of history surrounding this game, given the fact that they split the national championship way back in 1990 when I was a little bit of boy. You feel me? But see, this is why I say Colorado ain't never got two things that match under Deion Sanders. They had Shedeur throwing that bitch around the yard, but he couldn't run the ball. Okay, couldn't run the ball. Now, at least in the opener, they did okay on the ground. They went for 146 yards on the ground, 4.7 yards per rush. Okay, but in terms of passing the ball, they only threw that bitch for 159 yards. And you know, goddamn Shedeur would do that shit in a half. You feel me? Now, one thing that has remained consistent, a consistent problem for them, is their inability to stop the goddamn run. That goddamn quarterback for Georgia Tech, they tried to put him in the Heisman race, didn't they? This young man went for a $143 through the air, but he went for a $156 on the ground with 3 tubs. You understand? So it's like you got you a little ground attack. We're talking about Colorado now. You got you a little ground attack, but you can't pass the ball now, at least in game one, okay? And you still can't stop the goddamn run, okay? You turn the ball over, okay? Georgia Tech was giving that bitch away like crazy in the beginning of the game. You feel me? I was like, God damn, Colorado must got some kind of lucky charm out there because it seems like in these opening games out there under prime, you know, against TCU, they got turnovers and all that kind of shit. Can't stop the run. Can't stop the run. Altogether, Georgia Tech went for 320 goddamn yards against them on the ground, bro. You feel me? So I don't know. That's against Georgia Tech. That's against Georgia Tech. Now, from what I gather, you know, nearing the end of the game, in post game, I think on ESPN, when they were doing their post game coverage of the game, they were talking about like what's up next for Colorado. Okay. And they were going down the schedule. And they were saying, well, Colorado is favored in his next game. Okay. They got Delaware in the next game. I think they may be favored against Houston as well, and then also Wyoming. Okay. So it seemed like they were favored to win the next 3 and be 3-1. But then that's it. Okay. Because then they got BYU, TCU, Iowa State, Utah, Arizona, West Virginia, Arizona State, and Kansas State on the schedule. So based on Vegas sitting up here thinking, shit, these boys might be a 3-win team this year. Now, I'm not saying that's what the fuck gonna happen. Okay. I am in no position to be a prognosticator about what's gonna go on in the Big 12 and shit like that, because I ain't covering the Big 12 like that. I'm covering Colorado because of the ties of Jackson State University. You feel me? Jacksonians are still interested in what goes on with Deion Sanders. You feel me? His college career started with us. Our players went out there with him. And now it's very interesting, you know, to me as well, to see what happens now that he ain't got his son and he ain't got the Heisman Trophy winner. You feel me? Just like it is very interesting to see what Shedeur does in the pros, not being coached by his dad now. You understand? And I think Shedeur hit the nail on the head when he say this, Sanders men got to regroup. Got to regroup. Shedeur is a third string quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Shiloh got cut from the Bucks after that incident, where he punched old buddy. And Colorado starts off 0-1. Okay. But we'll see if they can put some things together, though. All right. Got to be able to stop the motherfucking run. You cannot give up 320 yards on the ground and think you're going to win a football game. 150 something to the goddamn quarterback, and the quarterback ain't named Michael Vick, the quarterback ain't named Vince Young, the quarterback ain't named Lamar Jackson, the quarterback ain't named Cam Newton. Okay, you can't do that. Can't do that. So we shall see what transpires. We'll see if the quarterback, Mr. Salter, can step up. I mean, because he got some big shoes to fill now. And he missed a few throws that we've seen Shedeur hit. You know what I'm talking about? Some of them extending the play, getting out of pocket. And yeah, Shedeur used to hold on to the goddamn ball too long, still doing that shit in the pros. We saw it in the preseason. But on some of them goddamn plays, that boy holding on to that ball led to some great shit. And he threw the ball downfield for some big completions. You feel me? And this young king tried some of that and had some success. Overall, he did throw for a touchdown. You feel me? But the motherfucker said Shedeur broke like 100-some records out there. So he got some work to do. He got some work to do. But more than anything, it seems like they got some work to do defensively. And Deion Sanders is one of the greatest defensive players of all time. So when he says they're going to right the ship, he should be equipped to get it done. But we shall see. Put it on something. I appreciate you watching. I think you'll enjoy these other videos too. So check them out now.